Right.
I was like, I was a slick. I wasn't with
Yeah.
all that. Listen, I'm a fly
Yeah.
drug dealer. I didn't
Yeah.
do that stuff. Like I
Yeah.
was like, man, I didn't once upon a time lift nothing besides $100 bill or a gun. I'm
Yeah.
not getting dirty. I don't do none of that.
Yeah.
Let me go get you the world, babe.
Hello there. Welcome to So Sweet Sundays. I'm Sweets, and I have a special guest with me, and he looking me side eye right now. And I'm wondering why.
I'm trying to
And
look at the camera.
introduce yourself.
My name is Rashid.
Okay. And today we are going to just sit down and kind of just break bread with each other and
Speak
have a
on it.
combo. We are going to talk about being a young black man.
Okay.
So, in saying that, sometimes as being black, we have different adversities and situations that another ethnic group would not run into certain challenges. So we're gonna kind of just jump into that. Where were you born at?
uh, I was born in Anchorage, Alaska.
Alaska. That
Right.
is crazy. How is the weather out there?
Cold.
So that's what so as a black, you
Right.
was out in the cold.
Most definitely.
Wow. Did you ever really feel like it was really cold out there, or were you just used to it?
Oh no, I felt like it was cold.
Really? Did you ever ask your parents like, what is we doing out here?
Oh well, my mother is actually from Sacramento,
Okay.
Oak Park vicinity.
Okay.
My father was from Philadelphia and came out here because he had a brother and family out here. They met each other.
Uh-huh.
Um, my father was into fast money,
Okay.
and he moved with my mother out to Anchorage, Alaska,
Mm-hmm.
and they started a business.
Okay.
You know, unfortunately, they went their separate ways.
Okay.
Let's see. I came out here every summer,
Mm-hmm.
7th to the ninth grade. Young man get to let his technicals hang a little bit.
Okay.
Single mom,
Mm-hmm.
son with a boys of hood, men of society. You gonna go stay with your father.
Okay. So he had moved back to Sacramento.
Yeah, about I was like maybe sixth grade,
Okay.
maybe fifth grade, sixth grade type, but
Okay.
definitely, very much in the household. Come pick me up,
Okay.
take me to Juma, my sister, weekends, pick from school, things of nature. So it
Very
wasn't like a,
active.
oh, 100%.
Yeah. So
100%.
life happens sometimes, and
Right,
just because
right.
you leave the house don't mean you leave the kids. It's
100%.
just that sometimes people grow apart.
Right,
So
right, right.
was it some old blacks in Alaska? Because y'all
I'm
probably
gonna
been the
be
only
honest with
ones.
you. I'll be honest with you. No, it was a lot of blacks, but
Was it?
I didn't stay in my mother and my father was fortunate to,
Well
accumulate enough
off.
money to stay in a up area in the area that I grew up in, as I can remember. I think honest now, I can
Yeah.
my partners across the street that I grew up with, maybe including myself,
Mm-hmm.
four, maybe
Okay.
five.
Okay. So what was like, paint a picture of what it looked like out there, because I've
Um,
never had the honor to be out there, because I've never wanted to be out there. It just seemed too cold. Like, did it look like California, like the streets, or how does it look?
no, no, real like kind of like I just came out here on Freeport, that back road,
Uh-huh.
kind of like that,
Okay.
kind of
Okay.
like that. Streets a little bit bigger though. Big houses. Some areas they might have trailer parks.
Okay.
There's two army bases,
Oh,
army and air force bases. So there's a lot of people that move there. From wherever they may be, and then they migrate. Their children grow up and things of that nature.
okay.
I can remember honestly, vividly, maybe I don't know how old I was. Whenever we moved into that neighborhood, I can't tell you exactly how old I was.
Hmm.
My mother saying, "Okay, go outside, play." Going outside and play, meeting the other black only neighbor
Yeah.
people that I seen
Yeah.
outside. So I'm obviously, hey, what's going on?
Right.
And some white individuals that stayed in the culture sack was using racial slurs. Other individual I met took it. I didn't take it.
Yeah. So did you know what that really was at that age?
Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
You know, my father, was a Muslim,
Okay.
from Philadelphia, the fruit of Islam.
Okay.
He was Orthodox,
Okay.
so he was really non-touch. So
Okay.
I was definitely
Very aware.
I
Okay.
knew what was
Okay.
being said.
Okay. Okay. And so I can only imagine your small face and your eyes, like to hear it, and it's like, what you say? Was it like
mother-
shocking to you?
I remember vividly my mama out the window like, "You better get down."
Right.
I had another friend, Ronnie, who was, like my childhood cousin. He was
Yeah.
Italian. And we played every day, walked to school every day.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe 3 days out the week, he might say a racial slur, and I might have to put my foot in his behind.
Yeah. Yeah.
But this
Okay.
was my partner, though.
Yeah.
I can remember vividly being at recess in elementary, playing kickball, running by an individual saying a racial slur, and I stopped on a dime.
Yeah.
And we had to do our thing.
So did you get in trouble for fighting because of that?
That incident, no, I don't believe so. We didn't
Yeah.
recess.
Yeah.
I got in trouble for other things at a young
Okay.
age.
Because I remember, like, as a child growing up in East Oakland, that, like, if it was supposed to go down, I didn't get in trouble for fighting. It was like, handle your business. You know what I'm saying? And so, like, but everybody didn't grow up like that. So that's why I was like, were you in trouble if you fought about things?
Are you talking about like in the household or
No, like if, like, the boy in your cul-de-sac said something
Oh
that
no,
was
my
like,
mom was out the window like you better. My mom was highly active, like
Yeah.
My mother didn't really, she worked 2 jobs, but
Okay.
she didn't, come to a lot of my activities that I played. My father was
Okay.
more on hand, but she was like, "Oh no, you gonna get down."
okay, okay,
My mother wasn't that kind of mom. She was like,
Okay.
you gonna fight.
Okay.
Now, of
Okay.
course, she said, keep your hands to yourself.
right,
Don't let anybody put your hands on you.
okay.
I took it, hey, I thought the individual was going to do me harm. I had to do my thing.
Oh
Did I get in a lot of trouble because of that? Yes. So I guess
So
that's
you were
Andy.
using your childlike imagination because you wasn't in no danger.
A couple times I might not have been.
Okay,
Couple times I might not have been,
no, because a whole lot of those times.
I mean,
So were you in trouble because, or did she ask you what happened, or did she just know you got a
my
problem
mom was
there?
kind of, she knew her
She knew what it
son.
was. Okay.
I can say honestly, I always went to school.
Mm-hmm.
My mother was okay. You don't feel good, you're gonna come home, but you can't go outside.
Right.
I know you. I know you're on the. I know you're on the BS, but okay,
Yeah.
it's good.
Yeah.
You just can't go outside. though.
Exactly.
And I
Did
didn't
you
have
change your story at that time, or sometimes, or not all the time?
What as far as like
Like, if she didn't telling you you're not going outside, and so as a child, sometimes like, oh dang, I was
I'll
just
be honest with you. I was hard headed. Like,
okay.
I walked to school, elementary school that I went to, and I could walk home like within like 15, 20 minutes time.
Okay.
So, and the black family that I spoke about, his mother was a teacher there, so she was like my auntie. I would vividly like, oh, I don't feel good.
Mhm.
Mama need to come. Okay, come on. My
Yeah.
mother ran a daycare.
Yeah.
So it was children, but you gonna stay here.
Yeah.
You're gonna help me. You're
Right.
not going
You
outside.
weren't going outside. Right.
But she had another job at 3:00 till 12 a.m. in the night, and I'm
You was going outside.
Most definitely.
It's hilarious. So, question, because in my mind, Alaska, and it's probably ignorant to say this or think this, but I'm thinking of white snow
Oh, it's my
everywhere.
snow. Most
You
definitely.
can't barely see anything. Sleds, dogs, like all of the
That's that-
things
that's
like
that old like outskirts,
okay.
That's
So
the
it is
city.
something that is like that,
Like
but just not in your area.
right,
Okay.
there's two urban areas,
Okay.
Mountain View and Fairview,
Okay.
where things transpire.
Mm-hmm.
That I used to frequent. There's a stroll.
Okay.
There's narcotics.
Okay.
There's gang affiliation.
Really? Out there?
There's definitely a gunplay. You gotta think they hunt out there. I learned how to shoot a gun before I learned how to drive a car.
Okay. How old were you when you learned how to shoot a gun?
I was
Were
young.
you elementary, middle school?
Elementary.
Elementary? Okay. Are you the only child?
And I have an older brother and I have a
Okay.
younger sister.
Okay. So how many years apart are you guys?
My older brother is 10 years older than me,
Oh,
and my
wow.
sister is 2 years younger than me.
Okay. So was she also growing up in Alaska
Yes, ma'am.
as well?
Yes,
Okay.
ma'am.
Are you guys like super close?
My sister and I, my brother and I.
It's just that's a big age difference because
Right.
I could see why you wouldn't be so tight because when he's 20, you're 10.
And then we have the same father, different
Your
mothers.
mothers.
But
Okay.
that's my brother.
Mhm.
He's from Sacramento.
Okay.
He tried to stay out there for a period of time. It didn't work out. He was
No.
too
Was it
turned
too
up.
cold?
No, he was too turned up.
Oh, okay.
My mom
Okay.
wasn't having it.
Okay.
He was too turned up.
Okay. Okay. How long did he stay with you guys? Less than a year?
Not that long.
She said, no.
Let's see. I was young. I was in elementary. He was
Yeah.
like in 9th grade, 10th grade.
Wow. That's crazy.
I don't think I seen my brother again till maybe 92.
Okay. Okay.
Or when I would come out to Sacramento, things like that.
So
Summer.
when mom said, you know what, you're gonna now need your dad's hand of correction and direction when you move from Anchorage to out here, how old were you? Were you a teenager at that time?
I was 15.
Okay.
Maybe 14, maybe turned 15. I know I was in 10th grade. I was about to be in 10th grade. So maybe
Okay.
about like 15, but I probably just turned 15.
Okay. So was it a huge culture shock from living out there to out here?
And honestly, yes, it was.
Yeah.
Most
Yeah.
definitely.
Was this like more faster or was it not?
Well, I wasn't like a turtle,
I get that because I hear about the different areas that was in
I
Alaska,
wasn't
but
like a turtle, and I had, I was around, things with my uncle and father. So I wasn't like a turtle, but to move to a state where, I grew up in an area. At first, I moved to South Sacramento.
okay.
Living like 23rd, Timber Center, like South Sacramento, Hogan area
hmm
for about a year, almost 2, and then I migrated to Franklin Villa,
hmm
which was known as G Parkway, which
Right.
was very similar to 6ix9ine Village, very drug orientated
hmm
and certain things.
Hood.
Yes, most
Ghetto.
definitely.
The ghetto.
And it was definitely definitely a change. It was
Yeah.
definitely went from Jodeci with the curly top part and the Timberlands to, all right, I need some quarters, which is known as Jordans,
Right.
because they're $150, and that's
Right.
how much certain things cost
Right.
at that time
Right.
period.
Right.
And it was kind of like hook up a book up,
Yeah. And so how did you handle that? Did you acclimate and get involved like super fast or was it like kind of gradually? And was your dad like, hey, I want you to do as I say, not as I do.
Of course, my father was, do as I say, but every youth, that's redundant,
Yeah.
you do as you see.
I always call him Pop at work. See, like
What that happened?
7, 3, 2, 1.
Get her, man. This is on tape. But no, you stop my train of thought. What was you saying though?
So I'm really surprised he knew where the volume was on this phone. So that's just to show you.
Way too much.
He'd be like, my cellular phone. On my cellular phone. Right.
Phones.
Right.
No.
It's like two-way pagers and things like that.
No,
So he was like, he didn't want you really in the game, but
for
he
a
was,
long time, individuals that knew me and grew up in the same facilities, but man, why you never outside? Why you never be
Yeah.
up in here? I used to be on like Mac Road facility, which is like right up the street. My grandparents, lived in a park.
Okay.
Actually, the first place where I really got my feet, wet at as a young youth.
Okay.
Because I was like, okay, my father finds out, that's
gonna
my
be a
behind
problem.
this issue.
Yeah.
It migrated to where, my dad might leave and I might have a couple of people come inside real quick and someone tell my dad, man, I seen someone go inside your house, man. And my dad be, what she had? Oh, man, that was just my friend.
Yeah. Lying.
Little things like that.
Right.
Or, his partners might be like, man, I seen Rashid on Mac Road, man, at the 7-Eleven, man,
Yeah.
at the Little Caesars all day.
Right.
Oh, man, I got a girlfriend there. you know. But and I did. So it wasn't, you know,
A total lie.
right. But I definitely went to school every day.
Okay.
Um,
Was you skipping or you stayed in school the whole day?
oh, I went to school.
Okay.
You know,
Okay.
I was a all-star
AB
athlete.
student?
Oh
Okay.
no, I ain't gonna say that. No, I was an average student. You know, I played sports. I was actually like, I was ranked like national, like 10th grade, 16th in the nation.
Yeah.
I ran track.
Mm-hmm.
My track coach at high school, Clatchy, his dad was a coach at Sac City, so it was all like lined up.
Okay.
So I went to school, but you know, my school wasn't the neighborhood school because my dad was like, "No, your mom went here. I know if you go here, you're not gonna go to school."
Okay.
So I went to school and I started migrating, doing other things, going downtown Sacramento, making a little tax-free money. You know,
Now, was
lunches.
this when you was supposed to be in school or you was after school?
This is like a lunch, you know. Back
Okay.
then, you had like a
Off-campus lunch,
you
uh-huh.
know, downtown. From the
Was you
class.
driving?
No, I wasn't driving.
Oh, okay.
My father was like, "I don't care what you're doing. You don't have a license. You're not gonna drive."
Right. Okay. Okay.
I would get dropped off every once in a while in his Mercedes,
Okay.
or I'd catch the bus.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like every other individual. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? You know, he was you know, later
So
on.
how long was you downtown? Because lunch ain't 3 hours.
No, it's 30 minutes. But you know, I might, you know, leave out the class. You know, I might be in the class an hour. I might be in the class. You know what I mean? Hot
You need
20.
a whooping. That's what
You know, and that's why I got in trouble. I was
Yeah.
never really. I'm not going to school. It was okay. He's
cutting.
He's missing classes.
Yeah.
Okay, you're the fastest individual on
Mm-hmm.
the team. We're gonna have to kick you off. You know what I mean? For 2 weeks, you got to bang the classes every single day.
Yeah.
That kind of stuff.
Did that not get annoying to you? The fact that you now have to play catch up because you didn't do right?
You know, I'll be honest with you. I didn't care. I was young.
You didn't care. Okay.
I didn't care. I was more into some money.
Mm-hmm.
I'll be honest to you.
Okay.
You know, I felt like, you know, my father provided everything I needed.
Mm-hmm.
But, you know, he's very stern and strict. You know, he was like, you have to dress like a young Malcolm X. I was
Yeah.
like, I'm not doing that.
Really?
Yeah, I was like, I'm not doing
Why didn't you want to do that?
The culture shock from already being a young man coming from Anchorage, Alaska, and everybody's walking around in Levi's, and
Yeah.
I have on some cross colors or
Do the right thing, bottoms.
right, and some Josie high tech boots.
Yeah.
I was like, oh no, I'm not. This ain't happening.
So he wasn't like, where you get them J's from? Was you like, oh, that was
Well, you know,
that was Ronnie and them.
nah.
Okay.
I had an uncle, you know, that was a connoisseur of women.
Okay.
You know, and my mother was well off, so she would send me, you know, money to,
Okay.
you know, do things, and my grandparents would give me money, and I would do little jobs, like the average kid, like they probably do in Oakland, the little candy, you know,
Yeah.
selling things like that. So I wasn't just like, a dud. I was, I might, do a little, my dad had a lot of friends, that, oh man, get you a little job.
I know you wasn't no dud because you was at the Little Caesars when you weren't supposed to be. So we know you wasn't no dud.
That's when I was out of school. I wasn't.
Oh, okay. You was all out of school already?
Little Caesars, like G Park was on Franklin Boulevard,
Right.
and Mac was across the street, so it's really close, like walking distance, like ride a bike distance.
Oh, okay. Okay.
We're just gonna turn.
Come on, Pop. You.
What had happened was.
As I said, I'm surprised he knew where the button was. Obviously.
Just a couple grades.
Right. A couple thousand of them.
Bang, bang, bang.
And so you were like, was it not like you didn't feel like maybe you were upper class when to dress like more prestigious?
I mean, when I moved out here, I had like a lot of clothes, but they wasn't like I said, you said the culture shock.
Right.
I wasn't like looking like a nerd, but I was looking like per se a Pretty Ricky.
Yeah.
And
that's wonderful.
My cousins wasn't on any Pretty Ricky.
Right.
The individuals like my cousins wasn't on they wasn't gang bangers, but they were somewhat gang affiliated.
Okay.
You know, at that time period, people was wearing Levi's and khakis.
Right.
My dad was like, no.
Yeah.
My father never had a pair of tennis shoes. All he had was Stacey
Oh,
Adams.
really?
So
That's
if
beautiful.
my dad wore some tennis shoes, he'd be like, hey, man, I'm finna go work on the car, and he's wearing my Jordans. I'm like, man, what you doing? He's like, man, I don't care about these. This is nothing. Well,
Yeah.
Those are 150. He's like, man, that's nothing.
Right. It's very compared to Stacey Adams.
I just didn't see, I didn't see going to school in a...
Did he disapprove of the way you were dressing? Or was he just like, let you be young?
He didn't disapprove, but
He just wasn't gonna
He was
buy
like, I'm not gonna pay for
Okay,
it. But if
okay.
you go get it, you go get it on your own.
Okay.
And that kind of, that being around and knowing certain individuals, having a lot of individuals or family members that was involved in certain things. My brother, even though I love him, was, addicted to narcotics, So, certain things like that, my grandparents lived in Oak Park, which was a highly drug affiliated area in the 90s and 80s, you know what I mean? I grew up in an area where I can remember vividly people breaking the antennas off of cars, people walking around with wrenches, you know what I mean? And
For drugs.
Visine bottles, you might be at your house, a person knocking your door at the one there. No, wrong house, but okay, what's up? I got it too.
Oh, okay.
So it was very easy.
Active.
It was highly active.
Okay. So you went to school.
100%.
Then you graduated.
100%.
And then did you go to college?
I did for a time period.
So how long did you go to college?
I'm saying first semester, first track season, I went to college.
Okay. So then what was it the hunger of wanting more money to keep you from running track continuing?
I'll be honest, I was young. I was, naive to a lot of things. I just thought if you go to school, if you're the best, you're going to get a scholarship. Sometimes it did. I didn't really know anything about SATs. I took the ACT, I think, at the last moment. It just seemed more easier because my grandparents were older. My mom, stayed far, even though my father treated my grandparents like, his parents.
Yeah.
Very active, always over there. My grandfather he passed, he was 103. My grandmother
He was 103?
Yeah, my grandmother
Oh my
was like,
God, that's
real
beautiful.
old, like 93. So I just felt like, I had some offers, I had several, like Southerns, Tuskegee, Morgan State. I had some jugs, but
Okay.
I was like, I ain't know nothing.
You
about
were young,
that,
and you was like,
I had a female that was, pregnated already. I was like, man, what I'm gonna do, man?
How old were you when she got pregnant?
I was like, 20, turning
Okay.
21.
Were you excited or you were nervous?
I was a little bit younger than that. I was like 19, turning 20.
Okay.
At first, I'm being honest with you, I was like, oh, I got swibbed. You swibbed me. You
didn't swib yourself.
Hey, to be honest. 100% honest. We had sex first time. She said she was on birth control. I put her for being on tailpipe. She obviously was not.
Yeah.
But it was, a blessing, have my daughter.
Of course.
Obviously, it didn't go right
Right.
with her and I.
Right.
Young age, getting money, kind of ball, street activities.
Right.
A lot of women, things that happen, arrogant to a certain degree.
Don't say to a degree. It was like no turn off. No turn off. So how old were you when you had your first encounter with being pulled over or handcuffed?
I ain't gonna lie to you. The one I got away for a long time.
Oh, that's good. I mean, not good like that, but it is.
I mean, it's not
Right,
good, but
we get it, right?
like, how most people, I didn't do any juvenile hall and all that. But
Yeah.
when I got in trouble, I got in trouble.
Was it like that you thought you were too slick? Because one of my sons, he thought he was just too slick.
I mean, I'll be honest with you. I sold narcotics and I was a good drug dealer.
Yeah.
I was no tolerance. I was very structured. I didn't give no deals, no shorts.
Yeah.
You can't stand in front of my dad's building if you're
Right.
not I didn't play none of that.
Yeah.
I had drug spots, and on my neighborhood, on Florence Road in Oak Park. I went to jail.
But what was that interaction with like for you when you first
My
got?
first time I ever, I didn't go to jail, have handcuffs. First time I ever had an interaction with the police.
Mhm.
I was with my cousins, and we was in a neighborhood called Freeport.
Uh-huh.
I remember some addicts walked up to us and was like, I was young.
Mhm.
I wasn't even, my feet wasn't even wet.
Okay.
And they was like,
Were you
"Yo."
over 18?
No, I was
No?
like,
Let me go get you the world, baby. I'll be